Good afternoon, good evening, and Merry Christmas. I don't know why I chose today to decide to make this long-ass video that I'm about to make, but there were some people that came on YouTube, and you know how that is. They, I don't know, they just never cease to amaze me. I mean, there's some truly inspiring stories out there that, you know, I mean, if we didn't have YouTube, we wouldn't get a chance to look at. So we're just going to address a couple of different things that I think are very important. We're going to address the fiscal cliff. We're going to address that horrible, terrible shooting that happened in Sandy, Newtown. We're also going to address, you know, I don't know, the state of everything right now, 2012, how the passing and everything, how it's supposed to work out. Well, moving right along, the topic I'd like to talk about first, you know, Sandy Hook. That was a terrible, my condolences I offer to all the families and everything, and I don't want to say anything to hurt them, or if you might feel like you're sensitive about this, maybe you shouldn't watch it. They're kids, it was terrible, it was a horrible thing. But then not too long after, you know, people want to jump on the bandwagon and start chasing around, and, you know, this is making it look like a gun grab, and, you know, I don't think that's right. You know, and then you got these personalities on TV that feel like they want to say something like as if they represent, you know, my views. Just because they're on TV, they represent our views as a society, and I think that's completely wrong. In order to understand this, you have to understand, I mean, you know, people don't, a lot of times, I don't know why, they don't put the Illuminati and politics together. Now here's the situation. You have politicians that, you know, it shouldn't be called politics. It should just be called lies. Yeah, so define politics. Poly means multiple, you know, a lot of, or a number, pretty much. Ticks are like parasites. So it's very many parasites, that kind of thing. So you talk about politics, you know, and you know, getting into these really serious issues that we're dealing with right now that we seem to have no control over. Why? Because, you know, Big Pharma and Big Bank, and those are the guys that tell our politicians, our senators and our representatives what to do. Why? Because they stuff and line their pockets to make them as wealthy as they want to be, and make them feel like they're a part of the in crowd. This is what they consider the quote globalist. And why is it called a globalist? Because in order to be a globalist, you have to do things and move things around on a global level. And on a global level means that they don't reside in our country, which goes against the laws and all kinds of things, which they seem to usurp through their loopholes. Now, what is the Illuminati? Well, to my best of recollections, they're in charge of the music industry, the television, any form of fucking public entertainment. And they skew their agenda to go along, but you have to understand that politicians and politics and all these mini parasites are, this is one hand over here, politics over here, and then the Illuminati over here. Well, what happens? Well, you know, it's just like, you know, one hand does know what the other one is doing if it's on the same fucking body, because they get the orders from the same place. So, we have a terrible tragedy. I'm not going to speculate on what it might have been, what I really think it could have been, because it's neither here nor there. It's happened. Now, the Illuminati are in charge of the media, the news, and CNN, and, you know, these News Corp, and, you know, they own all the newspapers, and they own McDonald's, Chevron, you know, like, they own like 50 companies. Okay? And, you know, some of this can be skewed as, like, pro-Israel, some of it. But, you know, it's all on the hand of the Illuminati, or the hand of the Illuminati, and over here the hand of the politicians. So this happens. But, you know, they work together because they take their orders from the same place. But to us, they want to represent themselves as if they actually care. So, you know, a horrible tragedy happens. What do? They get on TV and they make a video and put it on YouTube. Oh, no more. No more. We have to do something. Yes. No more. No more. That was terrible tragedy. And it's a horrible thing that these parasites want to use these kids to move along their agenda. So they make the video saying no more. Oh, wow. You know, just really sad stuff. Fuck them. Fuck them. You know why? Because they sit here in our society and make all these fucking nasty fucking movies, these heinous things that they put on television, and heinously fucking, you know, dupe our society and wear us down sexually, morally, you know, all the things that we participate in as far as watching TV, go to see the movies, all violence and destruction. These people act and pretend and they're multi-millionaires and, you know, now, alright, you don't represent me. You don't represent my views. Because you inherently represent the agenda of the beast. Because, okay, they're the hand of the Illuminati doing what they tell you to. You make a video about gun violence, and you, on the other hand, make movies about nothing but guns and violence. So, yes, they do not represent my views. You know, like, the guy from Different Strokes had a gnarly drug problem. Lindsay Lohan, Taylor Swift, you know, people that, you know, they're not infallible, but they have the same fucking sort of problems. But by them putting out a video, it's saying that it's okay for some people to do stuff and get away with it, and others to do it and not get away with it. When none of this has anything to do with anything. Because the issue is that a tragedy happened. One tragedy happened, and instead of, you know, the guy that did this is dead, his mother's dead, but this is not about laws on guns. This is not about laws on guns. It's about this woman bought these guns every way legally. She jumped through every single hoop she needed to get them. Now, can we address Big Pharma? You know, before everybody wants to go and listen to any of these dumb hippies that come out on TV and say, oh yeah, it's bad. And you shouldn't feel for them because they make movies to make you have feelings. So they make a video to make you have strong feelings. So I hope you know that this is happening. You know, because it's not a joke. This is about division and separation. They create a problem. We have a solution. And then they take swift action. So you have to understand that guns and politics are not what we should be talking about. We should be talking about all these people that are hopped up on fucking psychotropic fucking drugs. Not psychotropic like psychedelic drugs. No, that wouldn't even be bad for you. But this long-term use of fucking shit that you get from your doctor because they say that you have a mental imbalance. I think that, you know, sometimes people go through tragic things in their lives and they may need some sort of, you know, have trouble sleeping, might need some sort of medication for a short period of time. But that's not what it's built for. The whole system, pharmacy, is built on making you think that you're crazy, or making you feel like you're inept, or you can't really make decisions. The whole system is based on making you into a hypochondriac. You know, like you don't, everything is wrong with you. You have itches, and you got to go to the doctor, and you know, because there's nothing that you can do to solve your own problem. So it's not treating it's treating the problem and not fixing the solution. So, you know, in order to fix the solution, you need to cure the problem. Okay? And, you know, there are a lot of other things that we could be talking about that are way more detrimental to our society today. Like, I can't do anything but keep going back to it, because this one is you know, if it's not taken care of, will pollute the whole entire northern hemisphere. And I hope you hear me when I say this. Northern hemisphere, Pacific Ocean, China, Japan, us, you know, everything that is in the Pacific Ocean, from Alaska to Japan, all of that, because of Fukushima. Now, if you don't think that's important, I mean, you know, gun violence is terrible. It's terrible, but it's not the tool that is the cause of this. It's the people, and the people that manufacture things in order to gain sway or movement behind something malicious. You know, and then, you know, there's a lot of other things like meat. Meat's not really good. I mean, granted, well, if all the food that we eat is full of GMO crap, well, let me just start. First you have a cow, right? No. First you have a field of corn. Then you have a cow. Cows get fatter when they eat corn. It's not necessarily better for them. It's actually not good for them. But they get fatter quicker, so that you can turn it over. You know, a process of money. Well, everything that this genetically modified corn goes into, which goes into the cows, it goes into pig feed, it goes into chicken feed, it goes into every fucking kind of feed, from dog food to anything you buy in a box that comes from the goddamn grocery store has corn in it, somewhere or another, processed or not. So then you have corn, and then, you know, they sell us the cows or pieces of cows, and then we eat the meat, ground beef or whatever. It's no good. It's no good, because the corn is not good for the cows. Alright, so, you know, what's the solution? The solution is everybody really needs to take a step back. I'm sure, you know, all the preppers and everything, you know, it's time to take a step back and stop looking for our answers to our questions to come from the TV. It's time to take a step back and put a little more emphasis on family, and put a little more emphasis on teaching our children the things that our parents taught us. And it's time for us to all go back to thinking for ourselves. You know, and I know that there are a lot of people out there, and it's really hard because, you know, people think you're crazy because you believe this or you don't believe that, or you think, you know, it's, yeah, that's fucked up. That's not the way it happened. Or you don't believe what you see on the news. And they think you're crazy because, you know, you're not a go-along or whatever. Well, my thing is, you put it back into family. And you sit there and say, it's you and me, or a couple of people, or whoever's in your family, and you're going to make decisions as family. you have better chances, you know, of making yourself healthy mentally, physically, and, you know, emotionally. And you got to start dealing with things and stop running to the store for every little fucking problem. I mean, because the answer is not in the fucking store. The answer is not in what they promote or sell to you. You know, they give you all these medications that they'll tell you straight out on the fucking commercial. It might kill you. Now, how could you want to take something like that? But not to get off my point. So you got to understand that, like, everything is, our rights are being taken away. We're being stripped right now. And there is no need for panic. You should move with deliberate action toward your goals. But do not panic, because there's no need. You know, a lot of stuff has to change, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that won't be able to hold up with the changes and stuff. But, you know, we're all going to have to do something, because these politicians that we have, they absolutely refuse to tell the truth. Not after some time. You know, the whole Benghazi thing, now nothing's going to come of that because no one's going to testify. What's her name took her out of the running to be Hillary Clinton's next running mate, and Hillary Clinton so conveniently got a concussion. And don't you think it's ironic that two of these mass shootings, family members, two fathers of, there's John Holmes and this other guy, were involved in the same banking scandal and were due to testify. And you know, it's the fact that it's ironic, right? Don't let it be just ironic. Just gotta know that they're people doing things that they don't want you to know about. You know, and my thing is, I don't want to know about these crazy things that our government's doing. But you can't sit there and just lie. And lie. If you tell enough lies, then maybe they'll just forget. That's exactly what they expect you to think. So, in the course of thinking about everything and all of that, and, you know, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing that happened. But we owe it to ourselves and our kids and everyone else to keep our shit together. Do as much as you can. Because they always talk about the American dream. Oh yeah, just living the American dream, and so many people have tried and almost got there. Almost got there. They burst their bubble when the fucking, you know, people are getting into their homes and thinking that they're going to get to live the American dream for once. Or, you know, after generations of not having a chance to do that. Then we got the financial bubble. Now we get the fiscal cliff. And you know, and in January, this is all the shit's gonna happen. The first of the year, first week of the year, we are gonna have some atrocious fucking shit happening. Because the FDIC, federally insured, the Fed, you know, the thing that's been making all this stink, because it's not a federal entity of our government. It's a privately owned bank system. Still is. I don't know. I don't care what they fucking propaganda they put in the papers from week to week to, you know, keep people confused. But the fact that it's a privately owned bank, not of in this country, it's not owned by somebody in this country. That would even be better. But I mean, not better, but it would make it so bad. But so at the end of this year, FDIC will only be covering part of your money that you put in the bank. You know, it's like they always said that was part of their commercial back in the early 80s, is that FDIC means that your money is federally insured. Means that if anything happens, you know, bank robbery or, you know, something crazy, they would insure your money up to $100,000 or more or whatever. But, you know, if you get on this idea that they're just printing money and printing money and printing money and they have no goal to back it, so that just makes the money less useful. So it'll take $200 to get $60 worth of gas. It'll take $40 to get a loaf of bread. Milk's gonna go up to like $10. You know, all these things are set to happen at the beginning of the year. So, you know, if you haven't gotten, I don't know, if you're just new to this, then I'm really terribly sorry, because it's going to be really hard. But I'm a grunt. I don't care. It's going to happen. I'm going to do the best I can for me and mine, and I try to see what I can do for somebody else. But, you know, all the people that think I thought I'm crazy or whatever, I don't even know if people listen to this. I don't even know if I'm going to get a view on this. I don't get lots of views on my video. I don't, you know, that's not going to keep me from doing it. And I'm not trying to fucking stick my fingers in no fucking goddamn fucking, you know, rabbit hole. But I guess the moral of what my video was supposed to be about is all these things are going on. And then we got a really terrible shooting. And then these actors that don't do anything but make the most immoral fucking shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Video games and all this, they make all this stuff to make us watch, and then they want to blame a knife or a gun. And that's not it. You know, you sit out there and you say, kill, 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 brainwash these people into doing this. Not, you know, people shouldn't be brainwashed, but, you know, they inundate them into this thing, play video games, I guess, 24/7, and, you know, get some Asperger's and, you know, fucking go flip the fuck out. And then you get this guy, or, you know, people like the football guy, and then that fucking jackass, that news commentator fucking idiot that needs to fucking, yeah, stupid people don't like, people are just too dumb to, you know, because they're like young people, younger than them. These motherfuckers that are talking to you, you know, the lady who makes the laws or made this gun ban law in the beginning, it's not, is it Barbara Boxer or Nancy Pelosi? One of these bitches. Do you know she carries a gun? These motherfuckers carry guns, and they want to take yours. I think they're fucking nuts to think, and they have bodyguards and all this stuff, you know. Yeah, and you know, it's like trying to talk to a homeless man when you've been wealthy your whole entire life. That is the idea of being out of touch. And, you know, for you to want to take something that's going to make somebody feel more secure, and the statistics hold up on the other side, that guns do not create more gun violence. Because people don't want to get the fucking shit shot of them, you know? And then there, you know, a couple other people on YouTube, I can't remember, he always wears the fucking, he's always got the fucking crazy hat on. Well, you know, he, fuck. Well, I'll remember next time for the next video when I can actually remember someone's name. Maybe I'll write it down. But anyway, remember, this stuff that they're sending to us on the internet or Facebook or, you know, whatever, it's all propaganda. And you do better not to argue with those people or to respond to them, because they're watching all of us. Anybody who has an adverse opinion about this is being watched. So be suspect or whatever, you know, just know that. Because Why would they be watching you? Maybe you're right.